Are you putting your music out on SoundCloud and struggling to get any reach on it, trying to get any numbers on it, trying to get any growth on it? In this video, I give you loads of tips and basic strategies to help you grow on SoundCloud in 2021. Let's jump in. Hey, I'm Graham Farmer and I run the website Data Transmission. I'm also a Twitch partner. Welcome to our little disco shed in the corner of our garden where we stream on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays from 1 p.m. till 5 p.m. I also on this channel give out tips and advice to help you get further in the music industry. In today's video, we're going to look at SoundCloud and how to improve on the platform, how to grow your numbers. I'm going to talk you through all the basic steps of the SoundCloud. So if you're a brand new artist or you're a brand new DJ that are trying to put out tracks on the SoundCloud platform, this video is for you. We talk about all the little tricks and trades to push the numbers up and build those streams on SoundCloud. Let's jump into it and see what you think. Cool, let's get into SoundCloud. Right, so let's talk about the real basics of SoundCloud. The first thing I noticed that some people can't get their head around is the vanity URL, the / data transmission, whether we've got, or / data transmission word, or / new techno. Some people haven't still claimed theirs. And if you're one of these, I'm going to show you how to do it right now. You're going to go to your page, you're going to click edit, and just here, the profile URL, you are going to edit it to match all of your other URLs. Your Instagram URL, your Facebook URL, you're going to edit it and make it the same and claim that URL. If you're sending out demos and it's just soundcloud.com / a number, it doesn't look very professional and it doesn't look like you are a serious artist. I've had them recently and the music was okay, wasn't great, but for me, and what we're trying to do with certain labels, but simply because they didn't have you went to their page and it was just like a number and they didn't have an image. Other labels are going to sing the same. You're not there yet. You're not ready yet. So making sure simple stuff like that is, you've got it locked down right from the start. Next up, look and feel. Make it look, again, as pro as possible. You put your photo in here if you're a DJ. If you've got a logo, I'd put it on the header. Put your photo in there so that it matches your other social media in your profile picture. Make it match the other. So when you're searching on Instagram, you'll watch someone on Instagram, or you've seen someone on Instagram, and you're coming through, or you've watched a Twitch stream and then you're coming through to SoundCloud, make sure you have the same picture because it makes it easy to find. Make yourself a header. We spoke about this last week. Go into canva.com and choose SoundCloud header and make yourself a nice header that's kind of matching what you're about. You can also use Canva to then resize it and put it on your Facebook header and your Mixcloud header and your Twitch header. Next thing, if you've had releases, put them in a playlist at the top. To be able to do that though, you're going to need Pro. SoundCloud Pro, and make sure that if you're one of the things that I try and pay for as little as possible when it comes to tech or comes to subscriptions. SoundCloud Pro for me is still one of the key ones. It's great for sending music. It's still not that expensive, 9-10 quid a month, which is literally 2 coffees if you have the big ones. It shows you the stats are much better. You can see when people are listening to your music when you're sending out demos, and you can have things like the spotlight section for putting in your music, and use that spotlight key. If you've got releases, have one that's releases. If you've got one that's mixes, have one that's mixes. If you've got one that's free downloads, maybe have one that's free downloads. Or if you've got a radio show, maybe you have a radio show one. Schedule that out. Or if you're taking the audio off of your live streams, Fuente, and then putting it onto SoundCloud afterwards, so that you're getting new readers, followers from there, have one for your live stream sets. Just make it really, really easy to find your music when you go on your page. The amount of times I've gone to a page and gone, where's the music, or where's your music, or where's your mixes? Like from a press point of view, I get sent mixes all of the time. I'll get sent artists to check out whether they've got a mix, whether they can do a mix on the site. And I'll go to their SoundCloud and I'll spend 10 minutes searching for their last mix because it's literally not at the top of the page. And my time, for that, my time's so limited, and I know other editors are so limited that if it's not there, then you could get passed over straight away. So getting that on order, get this side in order as well. get your bio input into here and make it look nice. Get your links all linking back up. Like if you're going to be, for instance, you're going to be doing, like I said, you're going to take your audio off your stream afterwards. Get one of these options as your where to follow you on Twitch and where to follow, you know, where to follow you on Instagram. Get that all linked up and look neat. Playlist is one of the biggest things for me. Like, let's just talk through SoundCloud straight away. Let's talk about the real basics. So if you don't know, SoundCloud always was, the stream was the homepage. They've now got this new homepage, but the stream is still a big key for me. Like, and it goes in time order. Look, this one was posted 6 minutes ago. This one was 16 minutes ago. This one was 16 minutes ago as well. This one was 17 minutes ago. Yeah, so it's all in time order, which means if you upload something as a demo and then you say in January and then you get it gets signed and then you put it out and then you'll put it out, but all you do is set it public, it's going to go in the stream in January, so it's going to affect your plays. Trying to get your track, keep your track at the top of the stream for me is key, and it pushes the plays up on your stream, on your track or your mix. So I use playlists to do this because you can't, to keep it at the top of the stream, because I've got a lot of followers and I know that not all of them are going to be online right now, and I know a lot of them are not going to be ready to listening right now. So I'll post it, let it go on. Then after a few days, for instance, let's just scroll down and find. I know this mix could come out last week, and I know, look, it's not doing very well. It's only had a few hundred plays. I want to push this up, so I'm going to stick it in a playlist right now. And we'll check back on Wednesday to see how it's done. What it's going to do, me putting in a playlist. The other thing I do is I use a thing called hyped it to the download gate. So let me just put the download gate in the playlist too. If I refresh this, okay, so there's our new track. It's in a playlist on its own. I'm just going to put that in the metadata for the playlist. I do this because if someone wants to download the mix, it's now got the free download on that there. So it removes the friction. I always think about removing the friction as much as possible. So that's now, look, this is now what, 8 seconds old. If I go to the stream, it's back up there, 43 seconds. That's now going to be shown to all my followers that are online right now, or about the next, few hours. So that's definitely going to push those plays up. What I will do is, if I go to my playlist, you can see I've done it already a few times. Did it again this morning for this one. Let's push it up some more. I do this on a daily basis sometimes for tracks. The more followers you've got, push them as much as possible by doing new playlists. And what I'll do tomorrow, this playlist, I'll come and delete it and literally do that whole process again so that it pushes my plays up on that mix. So yeah, use playlists and combine stuff in playlists. Like this is my, like I was saying, use a playlist for your tracks. And what you need to do with your tracks is make sure you edit and put genres. So I'm going to put a genre, because you can also get your playlists on the front page. We want to use a thing called get more plays, because that definitely helps. We want to use a hashtag workout. We want to think about some other stuff that might happen, like happy. Using moods as well as hashtags, because they definitely work. And but don't you put stuff too many genres in there. In fact, I literally only use one genre because sometimes it confuses it. Because now on the homepage, you have a section that brings in playlists, and it brings in different tracks and playlists and albums. Also, you can have, if you scroll down, there's different like bass, hip hop, selected by only on. So this is where you might find, if you use a hashtag called SC First, you can get your tracks into this playlist, which actually sits on the front of SoundCloud. So getting those hashtags right is killer. And also they put playlists on the front page as well. So having playlists that you've built up and over time of your music and making sure the hashtags are right can help you get on the front page of there as well. So that's the stream and the home. So as you can see, look, somebody else is already on there. Look, 1 minute ago, and I'm moving down the stream. But it's going to push the plays up, which is cool. So that's playlists. Don't forget, if you want to be part of the SoundCloud audits I'm going to do after, drop your SoundCloud in the chat, those guys and gals that are in the chat. Otherwise, we'll just pick some artists at random. That'd be quite fun. We're going to have a look at some random artists. Next function of SoundCloud. If you get your track premiered on a page, for instance, and a Premiere is basically where this page, like for instance, us will upload it. Make sure you click the repost button. I can't say this enough. It drives me up the wall when you Premiere a track and the artist doesn't repost it. So look here, this button here, repost. It's literally the second button. This one, look, repost. So if I go into ones I've done, let's have a look. For instance, I'm not going to look at the ones I did today because I'm assuming they won't be done by yet. But let's scroll back. 10 reposts. Look, let's have a look. Yeah, look there, label. There, the artist. Bang. Superb. That's going to help with the reach. What Repost does, it takes that track and puts it on your page. So if you've got a Premiere or you've got coverage from a magazine or blog, click that repost and put the track on your page. If you're watching this on a rewatch, make sure you use that feature. It extends the reach that all the time. There used to be a thing where you could repost, you could repost and then undo a repost and put it back on the page. Now that's why I use playlists. Mixes. Definitely stick them on SoundCloud. Like I've spoken to so many people recently, like, oh, I don't put it on SoundCloud because I think it might get taken down. That doesn't happen that much when it comes to mixes. It does happen when it comes to singles. Like I have one this morning. And if you've got a track out and you want to upload it and you got take down, speak to your distributor and speak to your label and get them to whitelist your page. It means that you won't get taken down. But mixes, definitely upload them to SoundCloud because the reach on them is still mega. There was a period, definitely a way back, where mixes weren't getting as much reach, but now they seem to be fine now. Like I don't know whether SoundCloud wasn't showing them up to as many people, or they wasn't showing, like on the homepage there wasn't enough space for them, because they were definitely favouring tracks for sure, as they're kind of pushing in that model because they can monetize tracks where mixes they can't. But definitely put mixes up there. And if you're an artist and you're not uploading music mixes, or you're a DJ, you want to be a DJ and you're not uploading mixes, like that's your calling card for crying out loud. Like if you're trying to pitch to gigs, like gigs are coming back in a big way across the world shortly. So having a new and fresh mix every month, vital. Shows you what you're playing. Also, it's a great piece of content. You can then cut up for your Instagram. You can then put the tracks in it in your Spotify playlist. You could have streamed it straight away. Like I was saying, you could stream it first, and then the audio comes from the stream and it goes onto your SoundCloud. Then you take the tracks and make them into a Beatport chart. Then you turn the Beatport chart into an Instagram chart by using a thing called Clipper. You then put those tracks into a Spotify playlist, and just from that one stream, you've put content across 6 platforms pretty quickly. The other thing you can do with SoundCloud is you can take the audio from your mix and make it into an Apple podcast as well. Let's just chat through that. So what you can do with SoundCloud is if you go into your settings, there's a thing called content, and you have a thing called an RSS feed. And what you can do with your RSS feed, you can take that feed and essentially basically submit it to the podcast platforms. It doesn't work with SoundCloud now, but it does work with Apple Podcasts. So if you go to, there we go, podcastconnect.apple.com. There we go. In there, you'll use your Apple ID and you can basically submit your podcast to Apple Podcast. And essentially, it then takes any podcast that's got, when you go to the actual track, if I go scroll down, I'll show you. So this is our podcast from last week. And we had the amazing DJ Chuston last week. If I go into here and edit, if I go into permissions and say including the RSS, anything that's including the RSS feed will then appear on Apple Podcasts as well. It takes a few days for it to come through, and also the plays then get added to your plays on here as well. So again, it's another way of extending the reach of your podcast or your mixes through Apple Podcasts. You can't do that from Mixcloud because Mixcloud, they pay all the royalties, so they only pay the royalties on their platform. And if you were if you're counting plays from other platforms, then it wouldn't work as well. So yes, I would do both. Okay, so that is mixes. Definitely upload them. If you want to build numbers, it's definitely about using the repost and trying to get as many people to repost tracks as possible. Get into little groups or use things like, if you're in the Discord, we often give away reposts, or if you get pages to repost you. For instance, we have a repost service. You just submit it via this link. There are other repost channels. If you search repost in here, you can see there's loads of repost channels. If you go to people, there's different channels that support repost, and some of them do paid, some of them are free. but you can basically access their numbers by getting reposted to their pages. Doing swaps with other artists, whether they only put you on for a day or forever, definitely. Like if you're supporting, if you've got a group of mates, get them all reposting each other and accessing their fan base. If you only want to control how long your repost stays on for, like if you're doing swaps with people, there's a thing called scplanner.net, which is absolutely wicked, and it allows you to repost and schedule reposts. It basically you choose the track and then you set the targets, so i.e. my pages, and then you set how long long you want it to go on for. You can actually set to remove after a certain time. There's also like repost networks where again you're going to guarantee you'll agree to swap with with other people, and they stay on for a while and it goes again. Have you tried the new promotional repost feature by SoundCloud that comes with the Pro account? I haven't been able to figure it out. What? I've got Pro account. Repost promotional feature. I didn't know I don't think there is one. I know there's a paid thing which is called Promote, but that's for actual tracks that you've uploaded. Yeah, it's promoting a track, so it's not really going to work when you've got a mix. See, I've never used it. I'll try it on a boost weapon maybe. But I think you have to upload the track now in the track for it to work. There is a thing called Repost Network, which is really cool for monetizing your uploads and also for distributing your music. This is quite cool. I use this a lot. This is more for distribution, monetization, and playlist pitching, and also kind of you can if you're doing from a self release point of view. Repost Network works as in it's owned by SoundCloud, so you upload it to SoundCloud, but you can also distribute to all these places, so including Twitch. So you get played on Twitch. They'll track the streams and claim the revenue for you. Also, SoundCloud, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify. I saw someone on Facebook in a Facebook group the other day saying they're making more money off of Instagram streams than they were from downloads because their distributor was monetizing those streams on Instagram through things like Reels, which is really cool. Yes, you can release music through here, and then also what you can do is you can, as part of it, you can pitch to playlists. So some of the big SoundCloud playlists that have got loads of people, you can actually pitch from the inside here, and which then gets the track even more reach. Is there a way to release music like the aggregator? Yeah, so instead of going to a label, so you release it yourself. Yeah, so instead of going to a label, you would use Repost Network. Instead of trying to get it signed, you just release it yourself and then push all the plays yourself and push all the reach yourself, and you can it'll go on the SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Music, all those platforms. Okay, so that's a repost. Glad I got into that. That's cool. And then once you're using Repost and you're distributing your own music, then I think that's how you can use SoundCloud Promote to promote the tracks more as well. All right, cool. We'll test that out. And come back to you. Right, who has a SoundCloud that they want to check? They want checking out in the chat. If not, I'm gonna go and pick some. Shall I do a bit of a dig? So let's look at this one, Julie Scorer. Look, artwork looks sick. Got a logo in there, which is quite cool. All fits quite nicely together. Latest track is at the top. Other releases straight after. Mixes. Looks cool. Reposting, great. Let's check out. Let's see if this guy's reposted. Let's look at this guy. What we're saying. This is quite cool. Look, he's got It's his first release. So like he's got 2 tracks, both premiered. That's quite cool. On a good label then. Picture looks cool. Background actually looks quite cool. I quite like that. Even though it looks like it's sort of half in there, half like the image is too big. I wonder if he's actually made it specifically. Doesn't really promote the release. Like hopefully the label will give him some artwork to fit in there to promote the release. It is a massive piece of real estate, this. So I would have thought you might have used it for that. Let's have a look. Who else we've got? Let's look at the Nautica Boys. I bet theirs is cool. So they've got a picture of themselves DJing. They've got their biggest premiere. Look at that one. Whoa, 65,000 on a free download. Free downloads still kill it when it comes to building numbers, and it's definitely a good strategy to have a regular series because you can build your numbers quite quickly and it builds numbers across all of the channels, which is good. I tend to focus my free downloads for SoundCloud and Spotify because I want them to build those pages. I've seen other people doing SoundCloud and Instagram, but I'm not sure that works very well. You can actually do them for Twitch as well. So what you could do, Fuente, is you could have a free download that you push to help you build your Twitch page and get followers on there. They follow you on SoundCloud and then follow your Twitch page at the same time. Wicked. Okay, so that's SoundCloud. I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, comment below and let me know what you did get out of it. Remember, I'm a Twitch partner now, so there's an announcement just there. Just check it out. And I stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 1 p.m. till 5 p.m. We've got some great content on the Twitch. We're doing stuff live. If you want to come and talk about your content strategies, you want to talk about your Instagram, come and join us. Join us in the Discord first. Drop your Instagram in the Discord. There's a link below. And come and join us on Twitch in the afternoons in the UK time. And I'll help you chat through your content strategy. I'll help you chat through your Instagram. I'll chat through your SoundCloud. We can look at what you're doing on SoundCloud. So come and join us over on Twitch. And I'll see you in the next video. Cheers. Bye-bye.